collecting anything she could find that was bright, shiny, beautiful, quirky. And then in the natural world, and then once used ordinary things that she found wherever. And then she would combine them with her original paintings into a new artwork. We've been enjoying her dimensional collages in the community gallery for several weeks, and now get to hear her talk about her creative process and her work. There will be time for questions after her talk. Please welcome Helene Aarons.
I'm going to take the liberty of taking my mask down, especially because I don't want to get it on. So I've also asked my friends Carrie and Jesse to help me, because since I have this thing in one hand, I can't use the other hand to hold things up. So I wanted to start off the evening by telling you guys I'm not really flighty. This is proof. This is a dimensional collage I made about 35 years ago. And on it are a lot of things I found on the seashore. The branch comes from the seashore, and it actually has the rosary from my brother who died. So, and I'm going to leave it up so you can come and look at these things. Yeah, and you can also come up later and look at them more closely. Because really, the thing that's exciting, I think, about my work is the details and the little things that you discover when looking into the paintings. So, I haven't had any formal training. I've just kind of learned by the seat of my pants. Some works, some doesn't. I've had a couple of art businesses that were pretty successful, but it was just one dimension of my art. But I think what I'm really looking for is the media that really can express the inside of me coming out. And a lot of this work is really, I love it. It's so whimsical, and I find these great little things, but I'm really looking for the way to bring my inside out, my feelings out through my art. So that will continue as I go on my journey. So I wanted to just start out with a little bit of history and tell you how this all came about. So the first things I made were just these little books. This has got stuff in it so they'll fall out if you... And they were just anything I could put my hands on. A lot of it had to do with dress patterns, because I used to sew a lot. I used to upholster and make curtains, and I even made suits. Made a coat once, but the left side was longer than the short, than the right. And so I've made all these little books, but I just never quite knew what to do with them. So, and then I started on the next piece of it, after I started on these books, but with the same technique. I started making these little journals of a technique that I taught myself, which is really making pictures through layered stencils. And I've tried a lot of different media. I've tried acrylics, I've tried paint, watercolor, whatever. But I really like them, and they got me very excited, and they show my love for bold colors. So, so I find myself making them on a larger, instead of in the little journals, I started using larger paper. Then all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, I have this huge stack of paper. Okay, I have this huge stack of paper.
Move a little to your left, you're under a speaker.
Oh. Okay. Now I forgot where I was. Oh yeah, so I had this huge stack of papers, and I didn't know what to do with them. They just kept accumulating. And then aside from that, I've been collecting since I've been this high. And so I had the stash of what I call ephemera. It's not really junk, but to some, it might be called that. So, and I've collected it and I've saved it and stored it and moved it like 15 times, and I'm still collecting. So I just wanted to take you shopping with me for a minute. to see the kinds of things that really appeal to me. So this is one of the things. I mean, now, isn't it just clever? It is just the cutest thing ever. I mean, can you imagine having a kid and being a kid and having your clothes hung on a cat hanger? I mean, no pun intended, it would really be the cat's meow. But of course, it's a little bit too big for what I work with. And then I found, this is just gorgeous. I don't understand why people, give stuff away, but I'm trying to give stuff away, so I guess I do understand it. And my kids once said, "My God, Mom, if anything happens to you, it'll be easy to get rid of all your stuff. We'll just put it in black garbage bags and give it back to the Goodwill." So I shop in the Goodwill. I shop in rummage sales. I go a little bit everywhere. Now look at this. I mean, this moves. This moves. Look at this. Look at this. And then there's all these great little things, like, this is certainly me. I've been collecting birdhouses now for a long, long time. And now, who could resist this? All of us coffee drinkers. I mean, it's going to be part of another picture. And look at this. This is really a find. You think it's a book? It's not a book. It's some kind of memorial to anniversaries in general. Now this is a winner. Look at this. Life is messy. Wear your apron. Now this is gonna be. I can't. No, I don't know what you're doing. Oh, I see. Okay. I thought you were telling me to come closer. And I've also. Oh yeah, this. I mean, it goes on and on and on. If you ever want to come to the craft room, I have boxes of this. Boxes. And I've had a lot of help from John Brandenburger, because I'll find things like this, and there may be cup hooks or who knows, and so he's constantly cutting off little pieces of metal for me. Okay, so we've got our background, we've got our paintings, and now we've got all of our ephemera. So I couldn't figure out how to get my paintings with a strong enough backing on them to glue the heavy ephemera. So I went to Ben Franklin, and Christo was helpful. And so I ended up having my paintings hot pressed to black core foam core. And because this is the first time I've done this with these materials, I had to make a decision. Was I going to frame them, put little frames around them or not? And then I decided, well, what the heck? I didn't know if it was going to take off. So for now, I would just not frame them. So that's why none of them have frames. But the paintings are incredible. Like this is an old painting. I can't tell you how old these paintings are. And it's really nice to see them getting a new life. So I don't know how to show you this, but this is what I'm left with. I have a background. It's a painting that's been hot pressed to foam core, and I have all this little ephemera. I have an idea, and This piece is what gave me my idea. It says gardener on duty. So I just collect all these little things that I think could go with the garden. And here's this great little guy. He's a Christmas tree ornament, but he has a fork for a foot. And then maybe this will go on there. I mean, dragonflies are in the garden, right? But you can see how this was a hook at one point in its life. So, and this little guy, isn't he the cutest? I mean, if you ever saw a bug in your garden like this or in your house, I mean, who would want to step on it? He's got personality. He's actually in one of the pictures up on the wall. So what I do then is somehow or other I bring order to all this chaos with all these different pieces. Some of them I throw out. Some pieces I've started and I just don't finish because I can't find the right pieces or I've lost interest. So I want to tell you a little bit about the pieces I did finish. So this piece, the background for this piece are actually two pieces that I made that they were going to be placemats. And then I decided, well, crap, I put the plate on, you couldn't even see the painting. So that wasn't going to work. So I decided to do this, and what makes this special to me is it has Ruth Scott's paper making in this. You can, when Vanna comes back, you can see the yellow figures, and those are made with Ruth's paper. And the rest of it is just bound junk. I mean, it's rusted. I'm so attracted to anything that's rusted. And the message is, we're all connected. So that's what I try to bring out. And look at this. The little dog even has an old rusty piece of metal. It's a thing you put a screw through and it opens up. So that's the message for that one. And then, yeah, this one is a very special one to me because it's the closest I've come. It's the closest I've come with trying to express what's going on in my life right now. I mean, we all have attributes of ourselves that we want everybody to see because we want us to like them. We want them to think we're really neat and we're really cool and we're accomplished. And so she's the one that's expressing all those positive attributes. But meanwhile, we've got these little pieces underground, they're shadows, and you don't get to see them. And these are things we don't want people to see. And I mean, down here is my art critic, which just beats me to death sometimes. And my greedy person and my person that tells lies. I really don't like her too much. But we have two sides to us. And so the mask on the top portrayed the mask we put on our little greedy, I won't speak for anybody else, but on my little greedy self to make people think I'm neat and cool. And so that's as close as I can get to the feelings inside of me and what's going on my inner journey, which is very important to me. I have figured I have been in therapy for 60 years. And I have figured I've probably spent $250,000 on therapists, and workshops, and books, and videos, you name it. And I'm still got this art critic down there that beats me to death. So I'm still on the journey. And this one is really special also. It's She's called the goddess of the night, or the black goddess. And I found this amazing thing somewhere in I don't even know where. Some of these are so old, it's like I don't even know where I got them. But I wanted to portray her with the turtle, because the turtle is really, for many indigenous people, the creation of the earth was done on the back of a sea turtle. And the idea was they just kept piling dirt on the back of this turtle until they had covered the whole world. But the thing of it is that 6 of the 7 sea turtles are endangered, and they're at high risk for extinction. And I thought, well, that's really a metaphor for where we are on our own planet today. And so that's the personal meaning behind this. Plus, I just love that she's the goddess of the night, where so much happens inside that isn't shown. I'm attracted to goddesses. I think I have a secret dream to be a goddess. Okay, and then for some reason the next one, every store I went to had these birdhouses, these wonderful little birdhouses that said "Welcome Home." Now, guys, who can resist it? It's called the Nest and Breakfast. Instead of bed and breakfast, it's a nest and breakfast. And it says, "Stay for a song." But what was so interesting about this one was I volunteer in the resale store. And I volunteer in the, I don't know what you're doing, Tom.
More horizontal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks. So I work in the resale store, and I found this bracelet, and each little piece of the bracelet had a picture of a bird on it. So I thought, holy God, here it is. So I got to add it to that picture, and that's what really attracts me to their picture. So please, folks, when you look at them, look at the details. And let's see. Well, this one is interesting. When I lived in this little town called Tacoma Park, it was right on the metro, an easy ride into this city of DC, which is where I worked. I lived in a place, and the address was 563. So I found a little plate right here, said 563, and I don't know what these are. I haven't the faintest idea. I'm open to interpretation. If anybody knows what they are, please tell me. These, I found a set of them. There's 12 of them. At first I thought maybe they were the names of plants, but they aren't. So I'm open to find out the names of those. Usually I don't care the names. I just look and see if I like it or not. And so I've got one more. And this I think really is mine. This portrays the earth goddess, or the mother of the earth, or Gaia. And I feel she's very spiritual, and she's simply got all of her beings with her. And I very much feel on my spiritual journey that nature is really the closest I have come to seeing the oneness in all, and understanding that we're all connected and we're all have one foot in the web of life. That's it. That's it.
What a wonderful entree into your process and artwork. I imagine there are questions, so I can bring the microphone to you if you have a question.
Who assembled the one that has shutters on it?
Well, I found that in a junk store, and it's 100-year-old piece that someone pressed flowers into and made it look like a window. And when you open the doors, you look at these pressed flowers and herbs. I have no idea who made it.
Oh, that came like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. No, and it even has the writing in pencil of the name of the flower or the herb. You know, I realize that I'm going to sit down there tomorrow afternoon, and if people who haven't seen the collection or who have questions about a certain picture and want to know more details, then I'll be happy. I wished that we could have done this in the gallery in front of the pictures, but given that not, Larry.
Yeah, there's no way we could fit this crowd in the gallery.
Tell us something about the paintings that you have as background. Where do you find them? What is the original medium? Are they on paper? Are they on, you get them out of books? Do you find them in art galleries? Where do you get them?
I make them.
They're your paintings.
They're my paintings. They're original painting, and they're made with stencils. That painting may have 15 different stencils, and then I use stamps, anything I can find. Sometimes the end of toilet paper rolls makes great little circles, especially if you do them in black. So the paintings are mine, and they're done on paper. They're done on 140-pound watercolor paper.
It's almost a shame to cover them up.
If you had decided to frame them, you would have had to do without all those parts that stick beyond. I would have felt fenced in. I'm so glad you didn't.
Well, I thought about that too, and then I thought, well, I could just stick them on the frame. I could extend them beyond. I could raise them up off the surface and just make them either slide over the frame, or maybe I would just glue them on the frame. And then all those little birds that I have such a hard time gluing down, they would have a flat surface to glue to. So, I'm going to try.
You use the press board on all of them?
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. You use the Velcro or the backing, the same backing
Yes.
on all of them?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any system at all for collecting, for instance, metal pieces in one box and wooden things and birds in it? Or are they just an enormous pile of stuff? Or do you go looking for something, or do you wait till it falls into your hand and speaks to you?
Well, I look for something that falls into my hand that speaks to me, especially when I'm roaming with my little bag beside me, because I try to limit myself to one bag a day. A lot of times I just go through my boxes again and again to remember what's in the boxes, and it takes a long time to go through the boxes that have little teeny things in them. You know, I have to look at each one. Sometimes though, when I go in and I see a piece, I already know the theme of the piece, and then I'll start looking for pieces that support the theme. Other times, the thing that's really annoying is when you think you have it all together and you found a better piece.
You take it off?
Hopefully I haven't finished it, but yes, I have taken them off.
What do you use for an adhesive when you're sticking these strange shapes against a background?
Well, I use a lot of different things. I use E6000 for things that are really heavy. I use, yes, glue. I use wood glue. I use liquid medium, gel medium. And I made these great little bags. I have 6 of them. And they have, inside they have all those little glass pieces, you know, that you can buy to put around plants. They sparkle and they shine and they're different colors. But that has the weight I need. The problem is weighing down some of these weird pieces so that they dry evenly. That's been one of my challenges. That is my challenge.
I think there was.
Helene, is this on? Yeah. Helene, Helene, I know you don't always go in the back room at the Kendal resale shop, but we've got, I'd say at least a dozen. No, you want to hear this. You do want to hear this.
Okay.
I think. We've got about a dozen or 15 frames back there.
I could try those.
Yeah.
I am gonna do that.
Okay.
Well, I am open to receive anything that people have. Like Grace gave me this beautiful pin that I will work into a piece. I mean, not everything that you might give me is going to work. You have to let go of ownership. I mean, you can't expect to see it in the next piece and say, oh, that's mine.
Yes.
That's right. And it has to be small. I mean, you can see the size I work with. So, but I am really open to receiving little gifts. It's so great to walk down to the craft shop and all of a sudden, if I've cleaned it up, I can see a new little piece sitting there. It has my name on it. Come on.
Okay, that makes me think, remembering the once upon a time installation where people would have a huge painting the size of their window, you know, and then they continue with real things, like will be a landscape, and then all in front of their painting there'd be rocks and things. About 50 years ago.
Mosaic work. Except you couldn't take it home.
Helene, I just can't believe how much energy is pulsing out of this art that you make. And it occurs to me that if you could figure out a way to wire up your art, you could power whole cities. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Well, I'm trying to figure out a way to power me up.
Yeah.
Because my energy is great until 1 p.m. and then I have to have a little nap. But I always have energy to go on the hunt. If anybody is going out to and knows of a great thrift shop and wants to go with me, or even just give me the coordinates, latitude, longitude, I'm on the way. Poor Joe. Joe, don't listen to this. Joe is the master of the craft table in the craft room, and he sees me encroaching, you know. There's spaces for 6 people to work, and all of a sudden my list, you know, one day it's a little bit, and the next day something else, and then pretty soon you know. I mean, I could take over the craft room, and Joe knows that.
And here you've asked people for donations? I don't know.
Well, I've got a garage.
Part of what makes the work intriguing is obviously the visual effect of it, but then listening to how you talk about it, it's very much of a display, but it also, it's sort of description of your unconscious, and if only you could know all the details, then you would really be known. You wouldn't have to worry about that lady with the smiling, the underneath part would.
She's young. She's like, did you see the title of that? Forever Young. J-U-N-G.
Yeah.
I have to thank Kelly. Is she here? Kelly and I had a riotous afternoon in the craft shop, and we were thinking of titles, and some of them were so risque we couldn't even, I wouldn't dare to put them on, but they were the funniest things.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just this combination of very intimate and very blasé.
Yeah, no, whimsical is the word, not blasé, whimsical.
In answer to that comment right there, Helene has told us about her associations with these pieces, but all art is to encourage you to look at something and start making your own associations and start telling your own stories with what you see. And I think these are wonderfully suggestive for my own imaginations about something. So go for it.
I think you need to put the risque titles hidden in each piece.
No idea. We could have put them on the back. We were cracking up.
I noticed you have a supporter from your family here.
Oh,
And-
can I have my three sisters stand
Yeah.
up?
And I would be interested, yeah, with your three sisters. And the brother-in-law, right? And the brother-in-law. But, Helene, like, is this run in your family? Do you have a background? And how did this, manifest itself as you were growing up? I mean, what's the story, like, did you, we watch these bios on TV, how did you get started, oh my, blah, blah. But did you get encouraged? I mean, how have you evolved?
Well, my mother was very crafty, and it started with learning how to sew, and but she was very much into like making wreaths using natural materials. So we spent a lot of time outdoors, and she also was an old world rose expert. So we spent a lot of time in cemeteries because that's where the old world roses are, and she would cut snips. And to add to her collection. So yeah, my whole family is, even my brothers. One of my brothers does embroidery. Another brother has these illustrated journals which are exquisite. Charlotte does incredible prints. And a lot of them are up on the walls in Kendal, in the dining room, and around the hallways. So, and Dorothy did a lot of work. Right? Would you consider that you have an artistic, creative bent in you? Yeah.
The answer was yes.
Yeah. I could have brought my brothers and he could have walked in with this embroidered shirt. He makes these incredible Japanese peacocks. They're huge on these faded denim jackets. Yes. It's a good thing that we have each other to check facts. Because we're all over the place. Oh. 60 freaking years.
The comment was for the video is that, Dorothy, can I give you the microphone to?
Yeah.
So I don't paraphrase.
When Helene's talking about her family background and our relationship, I just was afraid that when she was talking about her 60 years in therapy that she was going to blame it all on me.
Well, we're one of 10 kids, so we have a lot of work to do. Each of us.
And did I hear you mention Carrie is also artistic?
Oh yeah, Carrie, I'm so sorry. Carrie's one of Carrie's issues is being missed. Invisible, and I did it, I'm sorry. Carrie's an incredible artist. She also had her own pottery for years and sold pots and had her own lines, and I used to sit beside her at craft fairs and selling her work. And now she's into drawing, and so we all have a creative bent. It comes out in different ways with each of us, and we have enough of us to try almost every media.
Are there any other questions? Helene, this has been just delightful. A reminder that the show will be up in the community gallery down near the ATM for a few more weeks, and there are still some available for sale. So don't go away empty-handed, because Helene needs to clear out her space for Collages. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you.
Do you take credit cards?